Hi, this is Jay Andrews from Reviews Across the Board, and today I'm going to show you how to record audio on the Gear VR. Hey guys, this is Jay Andrews, and I've been getting a bunch of questions from you guys in the comments about how to record audio in the VR, in the Gear VR. So I'm going to just do a very brief demonstration of how I get my things working. Okay, so what are the pieces that you're going to need? First and foremost, you're going to need a 3.5 millimeter audio jack that is male to male, okay? I have a 6-foot one, which allows me some space. Obviously, I use my computer. You're going to need a computer. We'll talk about that in just a second. One of the other things is you're going to need a splitter, 3.5 male, one port, male 3.5 millimeter, splits off into 2 female ports, okay? I'll show you how that works in a second. And finally, it's not absolutely necessary, but it is extremely helpful. And listen, everybody has headphones. Doesn't matter if you have cheap ones, expensive ones. These are $30 RVOs from Radio Shack. They work really well. I'm gonna do a review on these. Okay, so let's begin the setup process. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to strap into the Gear VR. What I'm going to do is just use my phone, and we can assume that it's attached to a device, to the VR. So first and foremost, you want to take your splitter, attach it to your phone, okay? And for the purposes of this computer, I'm using my Mac, which has a mic input, a 3.5 millimeter mic input. So let's see, I'll give you guys a look at what I'm looking at here, okay? So if you guys want to take a look here, right? It's this port right here. This is a Mac that was purchased in late 2011. So it still comes with these 2 jacks right here. One for your headphones to be plugged in, the other for audio, for a mic to be plugged in. The newer Macs don't have this port here, but what you can do is instead of getting a 3.5 male to male, you're gonna have to get a 3.5 to USB, right? Because the newer Macs or newer computers have a USB only, not a 3.5 mic input, okay? So, but on this computer, we're going to be using the 3.5 mic, okay? So what you wanna do is then connect one end of the 3.5 millimeter male to male into the mic input, okay? You wanna connect the other end of the 3.5 millimeter male to male into one of the 2 female ports, okay? You can see where I'm going with this. And finally, the other end, the other port will go into your headphones, or your headphones will go into the other female port, okay? So now basically what you have here is sound that's coming out of the phone or your Gear VR, and it's being split. One line is running into your computer, the other line is running into your headphones, so you're able to monitor what's going on, okay? So let's talk about what apps we're going to use in the computer to record this and how to use it. It's Audacity. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we are, guys, at the front interface of the Audacity application, which you can download for free by going to audacity.com. You follow the steps. When you open up a new file, this is what you see, okay? So one of the things that you need to be aware of is right here, your recording volume. You want the stream coming from your phone that's connected to the Gear VR to be at its highest, okay? The second thing is that right now I have my Blue Snowball plugged in, but you want to identify the input, right? Otherwise, if you leave it to default, it's going to use right here the built-in microphone, and you don't want that. You want Audacity to record from the input that you are designating. Okay, so right now I'm using the Blue Snowball to record this, but in this option here, you will see something that should say external microphone or something like that, that identifies the port that you used in the back, okay? And when you're ready, you want to push record right here, okay? And then it'll start recording. You see that it's recording the audio of my voice But if it were streaming from the phone, this is what it will be recording, okay? So you want to hit record first before you hit record in the goggles, because you want to have your audio running at all times, so you don't want to miss anything. That's the purpose of recording audio, so that you don't miss anything. We'll go into syncing right now, so I'll show you how I sync the audio and the video. It's not such an easy thing, but I will show you how it works. Okay, so when you're done, you hit stop. Okay, you probably also want to hit stop after you've stopped recording recording video on the phone. Okay, the next thing you want to do is go over to File right here and click Export Audio. Okay, and when you click Export Audio, you're going to have a bunch of different formats. All right, so I suggest using the WAV 16-bit right here. You can use the 32-bit, but the 16-bit is just fine, but you want to make sure that it's WAV. Okay, and you save the file as, well, I'm going to be demonstrating a fight for you, so Canelo Audio, and where do you want to save it? You can choose any one of, you can choose any destination where you keep. For me, I keep mine in YouTube clips. Okay, so I've already saved this audio from the fight that I recorded, so I would click save, but I'm not going to now. Okay, and that's it. So let's move into Final Cut Pro, which is where I do my video editing, and I'll show you how I sync the audio from this and the video. Okay, so now we're in Final Cut Pro, and as you can see, I have imported the Canelo video here and the Canelo audio here, and as you can see, the audio, as I recommended, the audio is always going to be longer, just so that you make sure that you don't miss anything auditorily, you don't miss any sound. Okay, so what, we're gonna have a problem with sync. You're always gonna have a problem with sync. So how do you? Let's see what it's like if I've put these down into the timeline unedited. Let's see how they match up, just for starters. We see Canelo's Lamborghini show up. We don't hear any sound. You see that? Okay, so one way that we can already tell that the sound is off there, because the sound of the Lamborghini is coming way after the Lamborghini shows up. Also, when syncing sound, here's just a quick tip. You want to make a mental note while recording the video and listening to the sound. That's why I want you to listen to the sound in the headphones, is you want to look for definitive sound and visual syncing moments in your footage. Okay, so for me with this footage, we see Canelo in the ring with his sparring partner hitting the bags, and as you'll listen, the punches are not going to match up visually. The sound of him hitting the bags is not going to match up with it visually. Okay, so there he's hitting the bag. We're not. Okay, so you can see that the punches, you hear the punches, but they're not matching up with the way it looks. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to trim some of this right here. Okay, so we're going to take our blade tool, we're going to trim, go back to select, delete some of this stuff, and now, so here we saw is where the Ferrari was kind of pulling up to the gym. So we're going to slide this back a little bit. Again, this is, we're going to eyeball it at first, and then you're going to have to look for those points in the video where you remember a significant sync with the audio and the visual. Okay, so let's see how this sounds now. Okay, a little bit better. So now we know we're close. So now let's go to some specific points in the video that I recall where the fight, where the punches were hitting the bag specifically, right? So he's in the gym, right? You want to probably start with I want to start with this first punch. Okay. Okay, there was the first punch. You heard it. I was a little late, so it looks like we have to kind of go back a little bit in time. So let's go back visually to where that first punch is. We heard it, and then but we saw it a lot earlier, okay? So there it is right there. That was the first punch. Now we need to find, we heard that sound come a lot later, so we know that we need to move the audio back a little bit. Okay, let's see where we are now. Okay, sounds like we need to move it back a little bit more. If you need to, sometimes you can just, you can zoom in a little bit closer. Command plus, just to zoom in a little bit closer. You get a better look at some of the sound waves coming off, so we can see these look like the punches right here. I mean, I happened to pick a clip where Canelo is punching the bag in kind of a rhythmic kind of rhythm or style. Okay, so I'm assuming that these are the punches right here. But you can do it with music or with specific guns or a character saying something or body language in your video footage. But you have to find a specific point. So let's go back here to that first punch. Okay, so we need to move it back a little bit more. Let's go back to that first punch. Let's try it now. Okay, it's close. We need to move it back maybe just a little bit more. Let's try it again. Still the visual coming before the sound. Okay, there we go. Looks like it's synced. There we go. Good. You see the sync? The sync is there. The punches are matching up. Okay, so that's what you need to do. You kind of need to eyeball it and get in the general vicinity, and then you need to make specific mental notes while watching this for things that are very specific, where you see a sound, an opportunity to sync sound and video at the same time. Okay. I happened to choose a fight. I didn't know there would be boxing, but you can find these points in any footage that you film, okay? But you're gonna have to make a mental note of it. And again, that's why I recommend getting more audio than you need, because then you can always trim it, okay? The video footage is always gonna be there, but you want more than enough audio footage to to be able to cut up and make room and slide it around, okay? Okay, so I hope that video made sense to you. For those of you who like to do recordings on your Gear VR, I hope this gave you some insight and just kind of a quick way to direct yourself if you weren't sure how to do it before. Feel free to share this video with friends of yours or other people that you know who do recordings on the Gear VR. It's a quick and easy way to get sound. Syncing is still one of the hardest things to do. But what are some ways that you guys have thought of, or what are some other things that you guys have heard of, or that you might suggest to record audio on the Gear VR, or maybe something related to the syncing, how to sync audio and video? Leave those comments in the section. I'd love to know what you guys think. I think that soon Samsung is probably going to correct this issue and allow you to record sound on the actual phone, which will fix the problem altogether. We won't need to even do this roundabout workaround. So if you like this video, please like it, share it with friends, and feel free to subscribe for more videos related to the Gear VR and other tech products. So until the next video, this is Jay Andrews with reviews across the board, reminding you to stay calm and always question.